Very good morning, student. This is Rahul Garg, your maths teacher. Student, today we will discuss our third chapter, that is coordinate geometry. And you didn't hear about the coordinate geometry before this. Actually, this is a branch of our mathematics subject. We have 5 branches. First one is algebra, second one is geometry, third one is arithmetic, fourth one is mensuration, and fifth one is coordinate geometry. And in algebra we discuss the variables like x, y, z and their equations like cubic equation, quadratic equation, linear pair equation, which we have already discussed in our chapter polynomial. And in geometry we discuss shapes like straight line, triangle, rectangle, square, trapezium. And in third one we discuss, in arithmetic we discuss the numbers. Like real numbers and time and work system, speed and time, all are discussed in arithmetic. Your compound interest, simple interest, profit loss, percentage, all these topics are discussed which are based on numbers are discussed in arithmetic. And fourth one is mensuration, and the mensuration in which we discussed about the shapes of and its volume and area, like volume of cube, volume of cuboid, volume of cylinder, volume of cone, all we will discuss in mensuration topic. And the fifth one is coordinate geometry, which we are going to discuss in this lecture is coordinate geometry. What is the difference between coordinate geometry and geometry? So first we are going to understand what is the meaning of geometry. As you know, this is from two words which are geo plus metry. And geo means is earth or land. Earth or land. Then metry means measure. Means in geometry we discuss the earth's measurement or land measurement or any measurement of an object or a body, which is geometry. Then what is the meaning of coordinate geometry? In coordinate geometry, meaning of coordinate is point. So the definition will be, we measure the means we plot the points of any figure like triangle or any say object like this. This is my eraser, and if this is placed here, then how will I am going to define this, that this is plotted this much distance from top and this much distance from left. This will be its coordinate. This is used to represent its position. Means in coordinate we are going to discuss the position of object or any figure. Position in coordinate geometry we will define the position of object, because geometry didn't define the position of object, it only tells about the measurement of the figure. But coordinate geometry gives us the position of object. And coordinate geometry plays an important role in our life. You all know, all uses map. We uses map. Then how the map is formed? This map is formed from points, its positions, which covers under coordinate geometry. And you know how the plane is flying, then how they will find the direction or their position. There is a navigation system which works on the principle of coordinate geometry. And in medical stream, in medical science we also use coordinate geometry. We go for MRI and X-ray. We go for MRI and X-ray which uses coordinate geometry. And our physics, chemistry, all are based on coordinate geometry. So coordinate geometry plays an important role in our life. Let's define the meaning of coordinate geometry. It is a system in which it is a system which uses one or more numbers जिनको क्या बोलते हैं, numbers called coordinates, to tell about the position of point or object. Means coordinate geometry uses one or more numbers, means it may be x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, which we will going to discuss in after some time, which are called coordinates. किस लिए? So that we can know the position of any point or object. Again, if this is my pen and I want to tell you the position of this pen, then how I will tell you this position? I will tell you first the height from this paper and from left side, from right side, and then you will find that where is the pen is located. Coordinate geometry is also used in our society. How? Here we have colony system. Here we are represent how we tell our address. First we define our street number, house number, and this is why we are using these symbols like house number or say street number to locate, to position out, to point out our home. So coordinate geometry is everywhere. Coordinate geometry is used everywhere. Now you have already discussed number line. Number line. This is my number line in which the center point is 0 and here are positive 1, +2, +3 and so on, and on the left side there are -1, -2, -3. But in Cartesian system, we have two lines. First one is x-axis and second one is y-axis, like this. This is my Cartesian system. On the left side, this is x-axis and this is x dash. Here all number will be positive, that is +1, +2, +3, +4, and on the left side there will be -1, -2, -3, and on the upside this will be +1, +2, +3, and this is called y-axis. This is y dash and here will be -1, -2, -3, and the meeting point of x-axis and y-axis, the meeting point of x-axis and y-axis is called origin, where both y and x is 0, 0. Now if this is my x-axis, then this is called positive x-axis, because on the right side all numbers are positive, then it's called positive x-axis, and then this will become negative x-axis. Similarly, this will be positive y-axis, and this will become negative y-axis. I'm repeating, on the right side of origin, x-axis is positive and it's called positive x-axis, and on the left side this is negative, so it is called negative x-axis. And on the top of this origin means x-axis के ऊपर वाला पोर्शन क्या है, पॉजिटिव वाई एक्सिस, एंड बिलो द ओरिजिन दिस इज नेगेटिव एक्स एक्सिस. नाउ दिस coordinates axis, these are called coordinate axis. X axis and y axis are called coordinate axis. Coordinate axis divide the plane into four quadrants, four parts which are called quadrant. If this is my x axis and this is y axis, then these coordinate axes divide this plane into four parts, that is first part, second part, third part and fourth part, and these parts are called quadrants. Then this will be quadrant first, second, third, fourth. So what is the definition of quadrant? Coordinate axis divide the plane into four parts called quadrants, and we have four quadrants. Now in first quadrant my x-axis will be positive and y-axis positive, then x will be positive and y will be positive, and here x will be negative in second quadrant and y will be positive. In third quadrant my x will be negative and y will be negative, means in third quadrant both x and y are negative, and in first quadrant both x and y are positive, and in fourth quadrant x will be positive and y will be negative. Now what is the meaning of abscissa? If this is my point, say 1 2 3 4, and similarly -1 -2 -3 -4 -1 -2 -3 1 2 3, then here x will be 3 unit and also y will be 3 unit. It means this is 3 3. This is called coordinate. This 3 3 is called coordinate. Always when we are writing coordinate, then first number will represent x and second will represent y. Means first will be x coordinate and second will be y coordinate. Now abscissa is x coordinate. Abscissa is x coordinate. Here abscissa means x coordinate is 3. How we can find these 3? This is the perpendicular distance from y axis of the point. The perpendicular distance of a point from this y axis gives abscissa, means it gives x coordinate. Means this is perpendicular distance from y axis, and this y coordinate is known as ordinate. This is y coordinate. And how we will find this y ordinate? This will be the perpendicular distance of a point from x axis. Perpendicular distance from x axis. Our abscissa is x coordinate and ordinate is y coordinate, and abscissa is perpendicular distance of a point from y axis and ordinate is perpendicular distance from x axis. Now if my point is this, now how we will represent this as a coordinate? First we will represent the coordinate, x coordinate, abscissa, it is -1. Now represent ordinate, that is y coordinate, this is 2. Hence -1, 2 is coordinate of this point, say B, if this is A. Now our third is origin. What is origin? Origin is a point where x-axis and y-axis meet. Mean this. Here x is 0 and y is 0. So the coordinate of origin is 0, 0. Line, a point where x-axis and y-axis meet. This is our origin and represented by O, and coordinate of origin is 0, 0. If we are want to represent x-axis by coordinate system, then on x-axis y always becomes 0, so the coordinate will be x 0, and for y-axis this will be 0 y, because on y-axis our x coordinate will be 0. Okay student, so in first slide we discuss the meaning of coordinate geometry, and then we go for Cartesian system, in which we have discussed that a plane can be divided into 4 parts which are called quadrant by the coordinate axis. And in first quadrant, second quadrant and third quadrant we discussed that in first quadrant x is positive and y is positive, both are positive, and in second quadrant this will be negative x and positive y, and in third quadrant x is also negative and y is also negative, and in fourth quadrant